Describe to me what training was like before you came to the club.
2 years ago I was an assistant coach, and during my time there we trained 3 nights a week, and I just found that we're playing a semi-professional sport. We all work full-time, students, some have young families, so what do we get training out of 3 nights a week semi-professional? Not much. So my first thing was, when I came over as head coach of CFC, was to change the training nights to twice a week. Therefore you get more of a high intensity, and players responded well to that.
Did you set out to make training more enjoyable?
What I did initially at the start was I brought in a outside trainer and we did boot camp. So trying to get the players outside of their element, what they're not used to. We all know how to kick a ball, we all know how to run. It's just training your body to do other things, which I think they thoroughly enjoyed. And just bring a little bit more of enjoyment back into training.
You talked about practicing skills that they weren't necessarily used to. What impact did that have?
I was just trying to get the guys out of their comfort zone. Training can be a little bit boring at times, and what you want to do is change it up where the guys can have a little bit of fun but also work on team effort rather than individual effort. So what I brought along was a bit of boot camp, which I had a ex-military guy come across, which did 4 weeks of military training with the boys. It was more a mental thing than it was a physical thing. It was just about telling the boys that even though we only did the boot camp for 1 hour, it was 1 hour of physical training, but it was also mental training as well. When it comes to games, it's all about being mentally aware and being switched on for the duration of the game.
Tell me a little more about the assistant coaches you brought along and what they did.
So I had my brother Daniel, I had Gino Caputo as goalkeeping coach. It's like everything in life, if they just hear one voice they get a bit of white noise, but if they get someone else telling them something on the background, it makes my job a little bit easier. So I found that worked really well.
How did the on-field performances reflect what happened in training?
I always said to the guys, it goes, no matter who is on the field at any given moment, we've got to just believe in the squad. The boys started to have a bit of self-belief, having fun, that it would all eventuate on the grounds, which it did.
Would you say that could be credited back to a positive response in training?
We had players enjoying coming to training. We had players that weren't playing still enjoying coming to training, so it was an uplift all the way through.
So you would attribute the on-field success to not only the fact that the players performed really well, but enjoyed themselves too?
At the start, these players were too used to having a mental attitude of win, 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 without having any fun behind it. So once you start to bring the fun and working as a team, the results speak for themselves.